Hey everybody, it's John here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today in Black Flag, grabbing the Devil of the Caribbean achievement. This is to defeat all 4 of the legendary ships. We're going to be covering one in each of these videos. There's going to be 4 of them, and they're going to be in each corner of the map. So we're going to start off in the upper left over by Florida. Right here, you're going to fight this ship, which is going to be a Spanish ship. This one's going to be probably the toughest one in the game. This ship likes to move very fast and likes to ram you, and also has a ton of health. So before tackling any of these legendary ships, I recommend having your ship upgraded all the way, obviously. And for this one, you want to make sure that you have all your cannons, and especially your hull armor, and your ram upgraded all the way. But my best advice is once the fight starts, make sure you sail away from it so it doesn't ram you. You want to line up yourself so you're parallel with it and you're both facing the right direction. That way you avoid the first ram. Every time this ship rams you, it will take off one of your health bars if you are at full hull armor. So even with that super tough armor, you are going to take some pretty bad damage. And my best advice is to get behind it and to use the chain shot to slow it down, and then try to ram it. Once you ram it, get to the side of it, and then start using your broadside cannons to chip away at it. As you can see, this thing has just a ton of health. But that's pretty much your goal, is to just slow it down and stay either behind it and to the side of it right here. So you kind of want to fishtail it. You do not want this thing's front facing you, because he will ram you with super hard force and just to obliterate your health bar. But as you can see here, you want to keep a reasonable distance. If it gets too far away, remember to use your chain shot. That should slow it down a bit. Try your best to catch up to it and maybe ram it, but chain shot will definitely help you out. And as you can see, with it upgraded all the way, you have a bunch of chain shots going out all at once. But definitely this fight is going to be the most tricky of the 4, but it doesn't really matter which order you take these out in. But this is the one I had the second most trouble fighting. I actually had more trouble on the second one, which we'll cover in the next video. But anyways, once you use your broadside cannons, if any weak points open up, make sure you use your swivel gun to take care of that. And as you can see, we've been putting in quite a bit of damage, and this thing has still barely budged in terms of its health bar. So once again, this thing is just built like a freaking tank. So try not to let it get any distance. This thing does shoot you. However, its signature attack is obviously its ram, as well as its speed and its health. But as you can see right here, the ram just completely hurts you. If it does try to ram you, make sure you brace if you can avoid it. So hold the X button. That should mitigate some damage. If you ever get into a situation like this where it's chasing you, use your fire barrels, and you should be able to do a little bit of damage before it hits you. But once you're down to 1 health bar, yeah, you definitely don't want this thing ramming you, because you will die. So try to attack it from the side. Remember, your chain shot's probably your best bet here, because it slows it down, which reduces the distance between you and it. And whenever you can, try to ram him. Having a fully upgraded ram actually really helps out a lot with these legendary ships, because in the main game, your mortar is probably your best weapon. However, the mortar doesn't really do any damage to these guys. Your ram is probably your best attack, in all honesty. But anyways, as we can see right here, you want to keep behind it. That's the strategy. And use your chain shot, slow it down, ram, broadside, and if it gets too far away, you can try to use your mortar to get some cheap hits up. As you can see, it barely does anything, and the ships generally move really fast and avoid the mortar, so you're going to need to have it fully upgraded where it has a wider range. But anyways, just don't rely too heavily on the mortar. Just use your chain shots, and as you can see, this thing moves so fast, it's like completely out of the range of the mortar as well as the chain shot. But this thing is going to try to turn around, and now you kind of want to steer in a way where it won't hurt you. As you can see, we're just going to barely grind up against it, and if you are feeling like you are going to take damage, remember to hold that X button and brace yourself, and it will slow down the hit. You'll still take a ton of damage, but it's better than dying, obviously. So this thing is just about dead, and we're just about dead also, so we're just going to circle each other. And if you are ever in this case, try your best to arc your sideways shot and try to hit this thing. Any damage will do, and it's going to come up for another ram right here. So we're just going to use our sideways shots. A bunch of weak spots open up, and we're going to take advantage of that. As you can see, that ram hurts, but thanks to our ability to brace the damage, we were able to live and finish it off. And there's the first one. Check back soon for part 2, and that's it for this part.